This is MacVoices TV. MacVoices TV is brought to you by Drobo. Hard drives fill up and wear out. A single hard drive failure can lose your data. Not with Drobo. Drobo provides the best data storage experience ever. For tips on using Drobo in your home or office, visit drobo.com/tips and facts. Welcome to MacVoices TV in San Francisco at Macworld 2011. I'm Chuck Joyner. You know the guy with the hat, Mr. Andy Ihnatko of the Chicago Sun-Times. Andy, it's great to see you.
Great to see you, Chuck. I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, it's embarrassing. It's been way too long since we talked or even saw each other, so I'm so glad I caught you, even though I've caught you before you get to the show floor.
Yeah, I know. This is the weirdest thing ever. You would think that, like, without Apple, these shows would be getting smaller and smaller, but I've been here for 2.5 days, and I have been in off-site meetings every hour of every day, and this is my first chance to actually see some of the galactic wonderland of iPad, iPhone, and Macintosh desktop wonderfulness behind those very portals.
And then you run into some guy with a microphone and he stops you and you don't get there still.
I know, but he has that overbearing character. You know, that it's easier just to give in rather than to try to fight it out and say, no, look, I'm here to serve my readers and serve my viewers. I'm not here just to help you get content, but I don't want you to get all fisty, you know.
Well, I thank you for your time, sir. I can't ask you what you've seen that's cool, so what have you been told about that's cool? Because you get, you're one of the A-listers. You get to see the really cool stuff before any of the rest of us.
Well, 3 things have made it out of the show floor to me. Actually, 4 things. If you include iFixit's Rosette iPhone 4 take apart rescue liberation kit, where because the first production run of iPhone 4s had regular, normal human screws on them, and they switched to a high-security screw that only Apple has access to. But of course, iFixit figured out how to remove that screw, sent it overseas, have a tool made, and now they're selling simple, cheap little kits of just a one-use screwdriver and a set of replacement Phillips screws so you can replace them. So that was my biggest hit so far. I'm curious to see the iPhone Bluetooth-based cooking thermometer, which sounds stupid until you realize that, you know what, I would actually like it very much every time that I do a chicken roast to simply put the thermoprobe inside the chicken, put it in the oven, and then simply walk around the house, and when my iPhone says your chicken is done, I can go downstairs and pull it out of the oven because I know it's at the proper temperature. So
I read about that one. I haven't seen it, but I'm like you.
Mythical, right?
Yeah. Well, at first glance, you think, "Come on now," but you're right. The convenience factor. It's all about convenience.
Yeah. And the other thing is that there's always people who have great plans, and they can show you a sample of something that they intend to build, and you're always like, "That's an exciting idea. I would like to see that screen actually light up and do something." But someone was showing me their idea for. They realized when they took apart the MacBook Air, they realized that the actual CPU board is half the size of an index card, and that you could probably make a 7-inch tablet that runs Mac OS based around just by simply starting off with a MacBook Air, tear it apart, just buy it just to get that one part, and then build a 7-inch touchscreen tablet out of it. And I'm saying, well, that's interesting. Have you done the engineering yet? And the answer was, I'm not an engineer. I don't need to do any engineering because it's all on that one card. And I'm like, yeah, but you have to put them together and put it in a case. And so again, I gave him my card, made sure he knew that once you got something up, I would love to see it. It sounds really interesting. I'm going to encourage you for that, but I don't know if I'll hear about that ever again.
I don't want to pick on another show, but that does seem to be a trend at tech shows, and especially at CES, a lot of prototypes that never make it to market, and that just feels like really frustrating.
Well, you got to realize what CES is all about. A lot of it is just about getting attention for your company. What was the biggest news from every major company in the CES in 2010? Everybody had a 10-inch NVIDIA 2-based Tegra tablet that ran Android that had no logo on it. They couldn't say anything about when they were shipping it. They couldn't say anything about when it was how much it would cost. They just wanted to make sure the world knew that they had the ability to make these cool tablets. And then, of course, Apple did the thing that nobody thought that they would do. They knew that they would announce an iPad. They had no idea they would announce a $499 tablet that worked so well. And so now nobody had any intention of actually building those little dog and a pony show devices. And now it's a year later, CES 2011, and still we see Motorola Motorola, and all these other companies show off tablets that work, but not tell us when they're shipping or how much they're going to cost. So it's really about making sure that you get attention for your company at CES to demonstrate that whatever the other guys are doing, we can do it too. Here, look, we built one.
Well, the most encouraging thing I've seen in here, a couple things are not shipping, but I'm told they're shipping maybe in other countries. They're looking for distributors. So I'm not seeing a lot of vaporware at the moment or anything that even feels like it. It feels like these people came to show you something that you can get now or maybe in a couple weeks. And that's nice.
I'm told that there are a lot of Kickstarter projects showing on the show floor. Parts where just some people who have access to CNC and good engineering can build one or two of them, and now are just looking for enough people to make pre-orders that they can afford to tool up and actually make the 1,000 that they'll need to make in order to make the run possible. So those are always the things I'm always looking forward to seeing on these shows, because Motorola, they're going to send me press releases, and they're going to send me hardware, and Sony and the rest of these, they're going to send me the hardware, but there's always those little companies that they've never heard of me, I've never heard of them, and the only way I'd ever find them, one of the most fantastic things I will see all year is because I happen to be walking past and happen to see the last 10 seconds of a demo that made me stand there like an idiot for 4 minutes waiting for a slot to open up so that I could talk to them about it.
Andy, I know you're busy and you want to get on the show floor for the first time, so thanks for your time. A new platform, though. More Mac Notables in 2011.
I hope so.
Good to see you.
I'll speak into that.
Thanks, Andy. I'm Chuck Joyner. This is MacVoices TV in San Francisco at Macworld 2011. Back soon with more. Thanks for watching. MacVoices TV is part of the MacVoices Group and a member of Mac Level 10.